waiting on you. Yes, I'm gonna mention the devil. Okay. Good morning, everyone. March 17th. Board meeting. Appreciate each one being here this morning. As always, if you would just take a couple of seconds and put your phone on silent, be appreciated. And as always, we'll open up in a word of prayer. And before we do, we want to remember the Spivey family. Lord Spivey III, his family. He was the district judge. He was the justice court judge with District 3. Very good man. A lot of integrity, honesty. Last time I talked with him was this past December, and he knew who his Lord and Jesus Christ is as his Savior. And so that's really all that matters at this point. But when we say a prayer, and this week, just remember his family. So if we would, let's all stand. Dwayne?
Y'all pray with me, please. Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning, God. I first of all thank you for waking us up this morning, giving us another day and blessing us like you do, God. I thank you for the blessings you pour out on Madison County, God. We're so thankful for them. And God, I'd like to lift up Mr. Spivey and his family to you. Just give them comfort. And I'd like to lift up the victims of the storms over the weekends, the ones that lost property and loved ones, God. Just give them peace and comfort. Just be with us this morning during this meeting, God, that everything we do and say will be pleasing to you and in accordance with your will. Forgive us where we fail you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Mr. Fly?
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Lott?
Yes, Mr. President, you have before you the March the 3rd board minutes. I would ask if there are no changes for the board to please approve said minutes.
All right, do I have a motion for approval of the minutes?
Motion.
Got a motion, Supervisor Griffin. Do I have a second? I'll second it. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed. Next on the list concerns citizens, but I want to change the schedule up a little. I'd like to bring the Nissan Robotics team up, if they are ready. Very interested and wanted everyone to see what y'all have to show this morning. Any certain one gonna be a speaker, or each one of y'all gonna talk? Okay, would you like to get at the podium, or? And I think this is Kevin.
Yes, sir. I'm Kevin Cooper. I'm just a parent with them. Jason Derryberry is their lead coach. Jason, he runs the training facility there at Nissan, and has been instrumental in this team being here and being where they are.
We're glad to have y'all with us this morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning, sir. So I'm Braden Derryberry. I am Jason's son. I'm from District 5, and my supervisor is Mr. Paul Griffin. The main thing I do for my team is I'm the main builder, a programmer, and some strategy. But since it's just me and my friend here, JT, we're just a two-man team. Any of the jobs on the robotics team that can be shared, we do share.
Okay.
Hello, I'm JT. I'm from District 3. My supervisor is Mr. Gerald Steen. And my biggest contribution to the team is documenting the design process. And this is done through something called the Engineering Notebook, which is very big in VEX Robotics and is actually how we qualified for Worlds. So everything that we change on our robot, all of the plans that we make, the reason why we decide to design what we design, all of that I document digitally into a notebook. And I also CAD'd a lot of the robot, which is computer-aided design.
Okay, very good.
Hi, I'm Shelton Cooper. I'm in District 5. My supervisor is Paul Griffin. I am the main builder on the left side. I'm the main builder of that team. I also help with strategy and notebooking, and also help Walker with the programming.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Walker Knight. I'm in District 2. My supervisor is Trey Baxter. I deal with a lot of the software and coding of the robot, a lot of the programming. I also help with the engineering design process in the notebook and keeping track of what we need to do, what we've done, and how we can make it better.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Marshall Oshinsky. I'm from District 1, and my supervisor is Casey Brannon. I'm the main driver for the team there on the end, and I also help with game strategy and programming. So, yep, that's me.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
So not only do we do these competitions for ourselves and to put our own skills to use, we enjoy going out and competing, but we also do this for the community, not only during the season, but after the season. For example, Mississippi Robotics holds a family day at Nissan every year, where a lot of kids come out. We come out there and help. We show them a lot of different parts of robotics. We show them the programming. We show them the building. We let them have fun. We let them come out there and play with our robots, have competitions. We do that to not only inspire the future generations, but to also help them along their way. Maybe they'll be interested in robotics in the future, and it's a important milestone for those kids to move forward in the engineering design process.
As well as the family day that Nissan holds, every single team member volunteers at something called Vex IQ competitions. So we're in Vex VRC. It's a little bit more advanced. Vex IQ is made out of plastic, and it kind of snaps together a little easier. It's for the elementary and middle school children. So I'm a head ref for Madison County, as well as another person named Emiliano. We both share duties keeping those competitions smooth. Each of these team members also scorekeep referee and additionally just simply referee those competitions, making sure they run smooth. We do that in order to buy into the next generation of possible engineers. Any of them could be the next people making your cars as you get older, as well as us too. So we really want to buy into the next generation and help them out so that we can help ourselves for the future. Anything that we could get them interested in, that we are interested in, we love to inform them more about. As well as the additions, I would like to urge y'all to also buy into this because it's something that's going to affect the world in the future, and the future affects everyone that's in this room and that's outside of this room as well.
Very good.
The biggest thing with us qualifying for Worlds is funding. So obviously we have a Nissan sponsorship, but Nissan only covers the equipment expenses, so that includes the robots, the materials to build them, air pumps, things like that. However, all of the entry fees come out of pocket, which for Vex is a little bit, and the travel and room and board, all of that comes out of pocket. So for Worlds competition, we are looking at $1,800 just for the entry fee, and about $2,500 total with everything included, and all of that's out of pocket.
Okay.
Now we'll demonstrate the robots, I think.
So while they go ahead and get these set up and everything, so this year our game is called High Stakes, and I'm just going to walk away and give you this little pad here. I'll pass it around. Thank you so much. And on the field, there are 5 mobile goals. There are 46 rings, and there are 4 high stakes. There's 4 wall stakes, and then there's one really tall one about 6 or 7 feet up in the air. And so we have to climb this little podium to get onto that high stake, but also around the wall perimeter, there's these about 2 or 3 foot wall stakes that we also have to score, which Braden's robot does by this pneumatic clamp on the top end of his robot. Our robot weighs about 8 pounds, roughly, and its main priority is scoring on the yellow mobile goals on the ground and picking up the rings and scoring as efficiently as fast as possible. Braden's main priority is scoring on those wall stakes and making sure we can get those higher points where other teams can't. And so, without further ado, these are our robots.
So as you saw there, we picked up the mobile goal and scored a bunch of rings on it, which is one of our main priorities here. That's why it's very fast. And then he activated that top arm up there, as you can see, with a piston. So that piston just opens and closes those arms with a pivot, and that allows us to grab the ring from the top of the intake and score it on the high stakes, like Sheldon explained. You did not say that very well. There you go.
Man,
I can't close this out.
Brian, you better watch it over there on the front row. That's
So
very good.
that is the main demonstration that we've prepared. I thank you, and we all thank you for the time that you've allowed us to have here. And I hope you'll have a very great day.
Thank you.
Are there any questions that y'all may have?
Yeah, did the team design those robots?
Yes, sir. Each team designed them.
Okay, so y'all did 100% of the designing?
100%.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, that is very good. It is very interesting as well. Other questions from the board?
And you said you all have, the, middle school and elementary school come down to Nissan?
Yes, sir.
And, you all kind of coach them, a referee 'em? How y'all, say that again, what did y'all do?
We have
When they
a family day, and it's once or twice a year, I believe, and we have kids come down, and we have like these little robotics games where they can experiment and they can learn more about robotics and engineering and what it looks like and what the field looks like. So that way they can learn more and they can get more knowledgeable on the subject and whether or not they actually want to pursue it later in life. And so we also, with the IQ competitions, we also, even though we're refereeing, we're also helping kids out and giving them little tips and head points about what would be more beneficial to them during the game and during the actual process of building the robot.
That'd probably be a pretty good crowd, big crowd, you know, have that family there.
There's a lot of kids, yes, sir.
How can somebody help you out with the expenses that you have to incur?
So the current expenses are, as far as like sending us money, grants would be amazing, as well as we have a Venmo and a Cash App applied within that 3-page pamphlet there.
Okay.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about the competition on the state level and then on the other
Yes,
level
sir.
outside the state.
On the state level, it's every single team that has qualified. So during the year, there's a qualifying setup. So you can go to as many competitions as you can pay for to qualify. And qualifying could be based off of notebook, based off of robot skills, which is just you on the field running, as well as you running a program that the robot drives itself through. However high you get can put you on a skills ranking there. And then at the state level, it's all of those high tier teams within the state. So it could be from the top of the state, Columbia, all the way to Gulfport, competing at this competition, convening there to compete against each other to be the best in the state. And we were lucky enough to be one of the 5 that were chosen as the high tier builders, at least on the notebook level we were, and that allowed us to go to Worlds. At the Worlds level, there's how many?
700 teams.
700 teams, and they're broken up into districts of 100 teams per district. So we're competing against 100 additional teams on the Worlds level, as well as getting connections at the Worlds level.
I don't know whether luck has a whole lot to do with it. That looked like a lot of skill right there. You know, so y'all did very well there. Other questions from the board? Before you go, if you would, I would like for y'all just to come and turn around and face the camera there in the back.
Yes, sir.
If you would, just line the robots up and if you would, just turn around, your backs will be towards us, and just face the camera and let the camera see y'all.
Yes, sir.
Well, I wanna have a picture with him. I don't know
All right,
about y'all.
come on then, let's go. That's a good point.
Y'all get back on the look. Cause you can get All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Kevin, appreciate you bringing the team up. Thank you much. Okay, we're gonna back up now and start with our concerned citizens. Greg?
Yes, sir. I have one name on the list, and that would be Mr. Stephen Klein.
Mr. Stephen, yes, sir, come on up. Mr. Stephen, if you would, state your name and give your address and a couple of minutes,
Okay.
please.
My name is Stephen Klein. I stay at 103 Brigham Glen here in Madison. I've been at this address for 24 years. Married, raised 3 kids in that home. Coverstone is a centerpiece of my family. Very proud, one of the older communities in Madison. The reason that I'm here today, and Mr. Steen is my supervisor. The reason I'm here today is concerning the purchase of the land next to the tax assessor's office, connected to Coverstone. I'm gonna try to be brief as I can with the 2 minutes. Have the board ever considered, instead of trying to purchase the land, bringing in a commercial interior, someone that could look at the building and redesign the current building to create more space if we need more space? And we want the board to really consider that. You know, we did a study over the last 3 weeks, the HOA, and what we found in that study is that 30% of the parking lot is being used. So I'm not sure why we need the additional space when only 30% of the parking lot is being used. Our other concern is we would like to put a gate in Coverstone in the future. And our concern is, would that interfere with the HOA looking at that down the road? If the board decide to move forward with this, we would like to have, in the minutes if possible, that the entrance of Coverstone be closed and an exit, and the street McLean and have the street McLean and 51 as an entrance and exit, so that it would not interfere with the subdivision. So we want the board to look at that. If the board moves forward with a building with the new land, we have 7 houses directly across from the street, 5 houses from the entrance to our neighborhood to the right, and we think the integrity of the neighborhood will be compromised. So we're real concerned about that, and you know, want the board to really, you know, look at that real hard and look at redesigning the current structure, or look for another possible location if more space is needed. If I can, I would like to have my notes put into the minutes, if possible.
Do you have your notes there?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'd make a motion for those to be put into the minutes. Do I have a second?
Okay.
Got a second? Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? They are
Okay.
entered into the minutes.
Thank you.
Okay?
Question, is that the results of the study that you?
Yes, that's the results of the study is in there too. Yes, sir.
Did a copy of that go to all the supervisors?
No, I didn't make all the copies, but,
Okay.
yeah.
We can get a copy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's, I saw, a copy of that. I assumed everybody got one, but
Okay.
at least I did.
Okay.
Apparently. So, but I saw that and it was very telling. It showed that, the tax collector and tax assessor's office, at least over the sample period, wasn't exactly busting at the rim.
Right.
It showed, that about what, 9-10 spaces?
Right. 30%.
Of the 44
Yeah.
were, taken up by county vehicles.
Correct.
And at any given time, the most full it was, what, maybe 60%?
Actually, it was about 30%.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was very telling. I would love for every supervisor to get a copy of that, send it to their email or whatever. And
Okay.
take a look at it. It's very telling. We can't really see what's going on inside the building, but, the parking lot tells a big story, I think. So I appreciate y'all doing that.
Okay.
And, bringing that to our attention.
Okay.
I think it will really help us make a decision on, whether or not we actually need a building or even more parking.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Other concerned citizens? Are there anyone out in the audience who'd like to speak as a concerned citizen? All right, if not, we'll move down back to the scheduled matter of business. Mr. Cleveland?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Kenneth Cleveland. Mr. Banks is my supervisor. I presently reside in Lake Caroline. I'm here representing Universal Solar Enterprises, LLC. I was here last year in reference to EV charging station installations and services. I'm here to announce that my company would be again one of the first minority, if not the only minority at this time, to install an EV charging station. We have an unveiling at 125 Colonial, Soldier Colonial Road in Canton, Mississippi on April the 18th at 1 o'clock. Again, unveiling of the first EV charging station operated by the first minority in the state of Mississippi. We'll be celebrating, formally inviting you guys to that unveiling on April the 18th, again, 1 o'clock p.m. at 125 Soldier Colonial Road in Canton, Mississippi, which is the Econo Lodge. That's just one of more that's to come. And I just would like to say I thank you for allowing me to come here and to present that. And that again, Universal Solar started in 2014. We were the first minority company in the state of Mississippi to build a solar farm to sell power to the largest utility company in the state of Mississippi, which was Entergy. After we did that, we took that same solar system and put it on a commercial roof and saved that company 70% on their electric bill. We were the first minority company in the state of Mississippi to achieve that, and we probably would be the first minority company to operate an EV charging station in the state of Mississippi. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Yeah,
Any
I
questions?
got a question. Give us a little bit more about your business model. How are you getting these things funded? Is it private equity or you?
Well, that's a good question. My first solar project, I got it funded through my American Express card because 8 years ago, no banker was talking to me about creating power from the sun and selling that power to the largest utility company in the state of Mississippi. That's how I did the first one. I bought the land with my American Express card. So that's how I got in that funding, sir.
What about the EV power chargers? How are you have partners now on the car chargers?
Well, the EV charging station, I still have investors. I'm always looking for investors. One of my investors is the owner of the Econo Lodge. He decided to invest in my vision. He believed in it. So he's one of my investors.
How much do those units cost to be purchased and installed?
Well, for this particular unit, which is at a hotel, the product that he needs is not a fast, what I call a DC fast charger. What he needs for his business, because he have overnight stay, but yet he's close to the Interstate 55. So it's a 50 amp EV charger, and the cost to install, the purchase and install, roughly around $10,000.
And you just swipe a credit card to, how does the customer pay? With a credit card?
Yes, sir. You purchase the hardware, and after you purchase the hardware, the manufacturer basically tell you have to purchase the software, because it's not going to work without it. And that's where you connect it to a network, and that network is what allows you to use your credit card.
Are all the adapters homogeneous now from Tesla through the rest of the electric vehicles? There's no all the adapters are the same?
Well, as of now, Tesla has actually given their business owners, for whoever purchased their car, an adapter to use universal chargers. At first, it wasn't that way. And now the other manufacturers like Ford, Toyota, they give them adapters to use the Tesla chargers. So it's opening up. The market is opening up in the state of Mississippi, when I say opening up, because the surrounding states have made more purchases of EV cars than the state of Mississippi. But we are progressing.
Thank you.
I was very interested to hear more about the solar panels on the roof saving the business 70% of their electric bills. I think that that is a excellent use of solar. I think that putting it on a roof, what size, square footage wise, of a roof? Is there a certain type of roof that works better than others, that businesses could pursue that? And, is there a 70% of your electric bill, 70% of my electric bill, it would take me a very long time to have a return on investment where it would pay for itself. Do you have a formula for how big and how much and how long it would pay for itself for businesses to do that?
Yes, it's a simple math. You basically try to compare apples to apples. I take your electric bill, I look at if you're using a certain amount of kilowatt hour per month, we'll design a system to compensate or equal up to the kilowatts that you're using, because the solar panels come in kilowatts. So if you're using 30 kilowatts and you a month, I would add a certain amount of panels to accommodate that amount of power that you use.
So which business, if you can disclose it, which business here is saving 70% on their electric bill, having stuff on their roof?
It's a business in Jackson, Mississippi. Okay. No, I won't disclose his company name, but what I can do is send an email and give you that information once I talk to him about it. But it was not my first install of installation on a commercial roof.
I got you. Yeah, that's that, in my opinion, is probably the single best use of solar. Is on top. There's no. You already have concrete underneath. There's no impact on watershed. It helps a individual business make money. If there's a good ROI on it, I think that's something you should be selling hard, to be honest. So anyway, I appreciate your update.
Other questions from the board? If not, we appreciate you coming and sharing that info with us.
Thank
Very
you.
interesting.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Next item is, item 4, election commissioners. I think there's 2 or 3 here, 4 or 5. Yeah, I think they may be all here. If you would, please come up and, tell us what you have and what you're asking for, please.
Morning. Excuse me, my voice is half gone, but good morning, Mr. Steen. I'm the spokesperson, Leroy Lacy, District 5, my supervisor. We have District 1, Ms. Helen Carney here, District 4, Ms. Nancy Dent, District 3, Ms. Joanne Pearson, District 2, Ms. Barbara Gross, and we have our clerk with us, circuit clerk with us on today. But what we come to present, we passed out a little package there that we are asking this board. We're asking to transfer money from our budget from the 500s to the 600 in order that we may purchase. We got a package on each one of yours, attached package to do 100 of these ballot bags here for our office there. We got about 30 more of those that are all torn up and worn up as far as sending ballots out. And so we wanted to come in and present that to y'all guys today, as well to ask you for that approval to move from one side to the next side to purchase these going forward.
Motion.
Got a motion, Supervisor Griffin. I'll second. And tell us exactly what you do with those bags.
These green bags are for our ballots. When we send them out, we have to be secure, so we use these bags to send them out, and they be secured. But so many of them is torn up, so you can begin to see ballots, and you're not supposed to see ballots when you send them out. So this is what these bags are used for.
Very good. Other questions from the board? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
The
Thank
second item, you have a third page on there that we're going to ask this board to consider going forward, and that is our tablet bags. They're boxes, but these are what we send out to the polling place on every election. And if you have big precincts like I have, and some of the other ones have, District 1, 2, and 3, you're sending anywhere from 5 to 7 to 8 of these out, and people cannot get them in their vehicles. And our clerk is running out of storage space to store all of these. So I have a new model here. It's not buying the tablets, it's buying the cases is what you're gonna see on the back of this. And these here will be inside of this case here, which means that if they have 7 or 8 of this, you won't hardly be able to see it in their
You talking about
vehicle.
going from that blue to that, the black and orange thing?
Just the case, in this case, not the tablets. Our tablets will fit in the case. We're just asking for the case going forward. We realize we gotta get it in our budget, but we wanted the supervisor to see this, because Madison County was one of the first counties, 5 first counties, to receive our electronic polling books. And we bought those with the HAVA money, so therefore they gave us what they had, but technology is moving forward. And so this is what, some of these are getting crashed because the people cannot get them back in the box at the end of the day. They threw 14, 15 hours and they kind of just force them in there, and some of them have gotten dropped because they're so heavy. So we're asking going forward, if y'all can find it in your general budget though, we'd like to go ahead and get them now, but that's just in case. You know, we do want to throw that out there to you.
So that little case
Well, hey,
and
don't
that
close
little
it.
bag replaced that entire big blue box?
Yes, sir.
What's that light right there, whatever that is? No, that's down in the case still.
The black thing.
What is that?
That is the printer, but that printer can go in our supply box. There's no votes, there's just a paper trail. It can go in our supply bags at the same time, the number of tablets that we have. It's just a printout to say, what is your district, what is your area that you vote in, yeah.
Leroy, on that pad, does it need to be secure or not?
No, sir, there's no votes on this tablet at all. This is where we look up you when you go in to vote.
Yeah, it's just a placement bag to be able to carry it to and
Yes,
from
sir.
the polls easier.
Yes, sir. once you put it in here,
Other way, turn it over,
flip it over,
backward. This goes front.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then Miss Anita won't have to use all that space.
Right.
If we get, those, can we sell those blue ones to some other county?
Possibly, because every county in the state of Mississippi now has gone into the DS200s and going to the electronic poll books now,
And this is something that y'all looking to put into your budget? this
going
coming
forward.
year,
Yes, sir.
Going forward.
We just wanted y'all to see this and ahead of time because it's coming.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Very good.
And we're gonna be looking to y'all to try to purchase some. Y'all do know y'all have paid some suits out with these things and put in people's cars, tearing their seats and all of that sort of thing. So this is gonna be much better than getting a lawsuit.
Yeah, be a lot. Yeah, be a lot, you're right, a lot lighter.
Have y'all supervisor ever picked up one?
That's what we got election commissioner for.
Listen, we don't want to be accused of anything, so we don't get close to it. So,
Well, we thank y'all for your time.
I
But
don't
we
know
wanted
whether
to
that
show
was
you
a,
that.
was that a trick question that you asked?
I was just checking.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Well, we thank y'all for your time and we thank y'all for what y'all do for us.
Mr. Lacy, let the camera see what you're shading. Turn to the camera so they can see.
Turn the camera so they
the
can
difference.
see what we are trying to move
Replace.
from one area to the next area.
Okay, very good.
Question before you go, Greg. Changing money from one line item to another, is that something they need to come to the board for? Or is that something that you can handle to keep all these men and women, the Iowas, that they stand up here in front of us?
It can, in fact, be handled through our normal budget amendment process. If you're gonna move it between a 500 line item and a 600 line item, there is a process in place to do that already. It does come to this board for approval, but it traditionally comes as part of an item that Hassan presents.
Okay.
All right,
So
thank y'all.
we might could save y'all some time next time.
Yeah.
Just kind of contact Greg
Okay,
and he'll make it happen.
okay.
It's very appreciative for y'all to bring that up.
Yeah, we glad to see that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good, so.
Yes, I just want to share a story really quick about it was on a Monday night right before the election. And a poll worker had come to pick up these, and she had a child in the back seat in a car carrier. 6 of these were going out. They were packed on top of the child, in a lady's trunk. I mean, it was just nowhere the child was covered up. And that's how much space these things take up. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, it's very good, y'all looking to move forward, in a more convenient way, so, thank y'all. Thank you. I appreciate the work that y'all do as well.
I got one more announcement, Mr. President. Want to congratulate our own Mr. Leroy Lacy. He was elected as our state election commissioner president once again back in February. So I want to congratulate him on being our state president.
Thank you for that bit of info.
Yes.
Okay, next on the item is the consent item. Are there any items that need to be removed on the consent?
Yeah, I would like to pull number 28 for discussion.
Okay, item number 28 be removed. Any other items? If not, I'll make a motion for approval with the exception of item 28. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Ms. Griffin, item 28.
Yes, if I can get it to open up now.
That is election commission
Yeah,
approved
I
letter.
won't open up. Oh, there it is. No, it ain't. But anyway, I think I got it remembered. I think it's a letter, there it is. A letter from the election commission where they are approving attorney Spence Flatgar, I think is the increase to $265 per hour. and I have no problem with paying that. But I know it's, he getting paid more than the attorney that helped protect this board. So I'm gonna make a motion that we approve, Mr. Flatguard at $265 and our county attorney at $275. Cause I think we are the #1 check holders of Madison County, and our attorney, do a good job. That's my motion.
Okay, we got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? I'm gonna second it for discussion. I think both now are at $250 per hour.
Believe that to be the case.
Yeah, I think both the attorneys are, and $250 an hour is, you know, for the experience and the knowledge that both men bring to their current board is exceptional. I mean, it's very, very good, and that's what we need in Madison County. You know, I'm definitely gonna support both of these attorneys because of what they do and what they bring to the board, their respective board. Other discussion?
I don't know anything about the commissioner's attorney or how much he bills or she, I don't even know who the attorney is. But I think that as a county, as far as our representation, I think we already have a very good rate. I think our county attorney already has an exceptional benefits plan. And while he does do a good job for us, he also bills to the tune of what, Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, minimum $15,000 to $18,000 a month.
That sounds right.
So while I think that a bump in rate for Mr. Espy is to match this attorney may or may not be warranted, I think I don't think that their attorney is billing the county $15,000 to $18,000 a month. I don't think Mr. Espy is starving. I know that he also benefits from other sources of income from the county that are not his hourly rate. I know he also gets a small but not insubstantial percentage of everything that we bond. And considering we've bonded, what, close to $40 million in the last year? We bonded $20 million last meeting.
Casey just
and
voted
15.
against the motion.
I'm just saying, I don't think Mike needs to be bumped. I got no problem with this attorney, but I don't think that we need to increase Mike's hourly rate.
Okay.
So I'd like to make an alternate motion.
What kind of motion?
An alternate motion.
Substitute
Motion. Excuse my faux
Okay.
pas there.
That's okay.
That we ratify, that we increase this attorney's to his asking rate of $265, but keep Mike's rate the same.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a second. Okay, any other discussion? We're gonna take substitute motion first. All in favor of substitute motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No.
No.
All right, we go back to the original motion, and before we vote on it, guys, $265 and $275 is a lot of money. But when it comes to the experience and the knowledge that they bring to these boards, guys, that's not a lot.
If you was hit,
When
go
you-
ahead, Jim.
When you look at what they bring to the boards, their respective boards, guys, that's not very much as far as an attorney fee. And I appreciate both of these attorneys.
Yes, I do.
And along with our planning and zoning attorney, Andy Clark, as well. There's so much knowledge there that we need here in Madison County moving forward. And we have it. We just need to keep them and us just continue to move forward. So, Mr. Griffin?
Mike?
Hold on one second, Mr.
Yeah.
Griffin.
Okay, sorry.
If you were sitting here when I passed attorney before Mike was here, you'd be willing to pay $375.
I don't even know who the previous attorney was.
I ain't calling no name, but just, you can look back.
Okay, I have one last question. Mike, it has been rumored, and I don't know for sure, that you don't live in Madison County, that you don't even live in Mississippi anymore. And that may be something I have misheard, that you lived in Maryland for most of last year?
What
and
they
were
got
flying
to do
in
with it?
every week for our meetings? Is there any?
You want me to answer that?
I don't know.
I invite you to my house.
Okay, like I said, I was just under the impression that you were spending a lot of time outside of Mississippi.
You can just go look at the man, homestead, where he buy a homestead, and that's where he live.
Okay.
He actually lives in Ridge.
I want an attorney, and I want to pay an attorney that has Madison County's best interest.
Well, vote for this motion then. You'll have it.
Yeah.
He lives in Ridgeland, Mississippi. I can tell you where he lives.
Okay.
I do.
So, all right, other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
No.
No.
Okay. Motion fails.
Everybody.
Motion fails on everybody. All right, we're gonna move on to, District Five.
So everybody stay the same?
Everybody stays the same.
Everybody stays the same. All right.
No, I think everybody stays
It was
the same.
2-3.
It's 3-2. The motion failed on the original motion. Okay? So everybody stays the same. Right.
Right.
Okay. All right, let's move on to, Paul Griffin, Supervisor Griffin.
Am I on here? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right on the consent item. Do what now?
Okay, yeah, Greg should have a resignation, letter from Whitney Klein for volunteer fire department Battle View. I wanna make a motion, we accept that, resignation of Whitney Klein. Second the motion.
Mr. Lott's still behind a little bit. The motion failed for the increase regardless. Just failed, 3-2.
We had voted 3-2, so how did it, I'm confused.
Okay, the two that voted for the original motion was myself and Supervisor Griffin.
Right.
The other three voted
You
no.
did not vote for it?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
thank you, that's my question.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
Since we got Mr. Lott caught up with us, I need to get caught up.
All
All
right.
right. Ms. Griffin, you made a motion for,
To accept the resignation of Whitney Klein.
got a second, Supervisor Banks, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
All right, I wanna turn right around now and appoint Karen Garrett to the volunteer fire department.
Okay, we got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Supervisor Banks, discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
And I wanna, excuse me, reappoint Karen Harris to the Camden Volunteer Fire Department.
Okay, we got a motion. Now, second, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
That's to the board.
Yes, to the Fire Protection
Yeah,
District.
Fire Protection District, yeah, thank you.
Business items, Methodist Rehab Center. Anyone here to speak on behalf of that?
And good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Joe Jacobson, 515 Bozeman Road. And I'm here on behalf of Methodist Rehabilitation Center. We opened a clinic in Gluckstadt in October of 2023, and we're requesting tax exemption for that particular clinic. We apologize. We appeared before the board back in 2019 when we opened our clinic in Ridgeland. And we appeared before the board, and y'all granted that request at that time. And we assumed that we didn't have to go through the process again, opening another clinic in Madison County. But anyway, so that's what I'm here for today, is to make that request on behalf of Methodist Rehabilitation Center.
And that's for what year?
It would be for beginning in 2024.
To today?
Mm-hmm.
And your reasoning, was there a mistake or error?
Yeah, actually, we didn't realize we would need to go through the process again since we had already done it in Madison County for the Ridgeland campus.
So it was a mistake on y'all's part?
Oh, yes, not on
Not
y'all.
the board?
Oh, no, it's
Okay.
not the board's part. No, no.
Yeah,
It's
okay, I was just trying to figure out.
Oh, no, it's no mistake on y'all's part, for sure. No, it's a mistake on our part.
Okay. Thoughts from the board? Questions to it?
Has Espy or Greg, y'all looked at this?
I've looked at it.
Good to go?
Yeah, good morning, board.
Good morning.
So, Methodist Rehabilitation Clinic, they are exempt, no doubt about that.
Right.
But the issue is concerns the tax year. So, as you just mentioned, the board in 2018 approved a tax exemption for a therapy clinic for the Methodist Rehabilitation Clinic at 102 South Perkins Street in Richland. So that was approved for that specific site.
Right.
They're here because they received a tax bill for the 2024 property taxes. They thought, as he said, that the 2018 approval concerned the entire rehabilitation center entity.
Right.
But it didn't. If you go look at the minutes that approved the 2018 tax approval, that was April 15th, 2019, it was approved for this specific piece of property, 102 South Perkins Street, Richland. So they assumed that went forward for the entire
Right.
rehabilitation. So it really doesn't. So they're here today asking for tax approval for tax year 2024 because they acquired the property that they now want to approve for in 2023. So that's why they're here. So I'm not saying that they don't deserve tax exemption. I am saying, though, this is a retroactive application for tax exemption. This is tax year 2025. They're asking for 2024 approval because they got the land in 2023 because they thought that
Okay.
it was approved in 2018. So
Didn't
no
they
matter
get-
whose mistake, it was probably a mistake, but it was a mistake that was refined on the minutes with respect to one site in Richland.
Okay, so are they actually wanting to go back from 2020 to today? Or is it just from 23?
They're asking for 2024 today, but this is 2025.
Okay. Okay. Any other discussion?
Espy cleared it, then I'll make a motion.
I didn't clear 24.
You just talking about going forward?
Going forward.
25 going forward.
Yes.
And I think that's probably the way we should go, actually, from the day going forward, year 25 going forward.
25 going forward.
If,
Second the motion.
Okay, we got a motion, got a second, and this is, motion was what?
I
Supervisor
think,
Baxter?
Mike needs to tell Ronnie, he looks confused.
Did you make a motion?
No, I
Made a motion.
So they received a
Carl
tax bill
seconded.
for 2024. That's what prompted this discussion that caused me to look into it. So the board, the law says that if the board made a mistake, then you could correct the mistake that you made. But you heard it just said you didn't make one.
Right.
They made one. So the policy of this board, at least this term,
has not been to give tax exemptions retroactively. That's what he's asking for. So I would recommend approval. Go ahead and pay the taxes for 24 on the bill that you got. It will approved an exemption for 2025 going forward on your whole entity.
Are taxes typically, like tax exemption, is it assigned to the entity or a location? I would assume it's assigned to an entity. I mean, I can totally see where he said, hey, our tax exemption is assigned to our entity, no matter where we are, that is exempt.
But if you go back and look at the minutes from 2019, it says a specific location
I got you.
in Ridgeland.
So if the minutes,
that's all you gave approval for.
So if the minutes back then had said, not specifically put in a location, it had just said, we grant tax exemption to Methodist Rehab Center in Madison County, he wouldn't be paying taxes on this new other property, would he?
Probably not.
Okay.
Supervisor Baxter, what was your motion?
25 going forward, right, Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
So do we want to?
Hold on one second. That's the motion on the floor, and that's the second.
All right.
Supervisor Brand.
I would like to possibly expand on that motion, just to prevent this from happening again, is to, instead of putting a parcel number or anything in there, to maybe expanding it to include his tax exemption for any property that he owns in Madison County. So if they expand in Madison County, they don't have to come back before the board?
I think that's something that needs to happen elsewhere, not necessarily on this motion
Okay.
at this point. So we got a motion on the table, got a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, and this is 2025 going forward. Yeah. Is the tax exemption.
Not case.
Okay.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion now that as far as Methodist Rehab Center goes, that their tax exemption in Madison County moving forward is to any location that they may open.
Second.
Okay, got a motion on the table.
We have the tax assessor in the back.
Yes.
He seems to be having.
Yeah, we have a motion on
Want
the
to
table and
interject.
didn't have a second.
Yeah, I got some concern on that.
Yeah, I do as well. Norman?
I have a concern with that because each location is if they expand in the municipalities or the county, this board really needs to have an application to gather all the facts to make sure that they meet all the criteria to grant an exemption. So I would ask that, or my recommendation would be for them to continue to apply as they expand or open new locations, so we can all look into this and make a good, sound decision
Well,
on
the
it.
tax assessor would know better than me, so I'll withdraw my.
All right, motion withdrawn.
I'm withdrawing my
So,
second.
that motion withdrawn, your second's automatic. So you're good. All right, you got it from going 2025 forward.
All right, very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Mr. Tim Bright.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I apologize for my tardiness on getting my agenda items to you this week. First item I have is to make some corrections to the road plan. These are because of a couple of errors I made. First error was McDonald Road is listed on the road plan. That should be McDonald Drive. We want to make sure we change that to Drive. So,
Okay, do I have a motion?
Move.
Motion Supervisor Banks, do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Brandon, discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
all right, next item is that there was a road put on there that Supervisor Baxter had requested based on a request from the city of Madison. That road is actually not in his district, so he wishes to change that road to some other roads which are in his district. So those being Whisper Lake Boulevard, Whisper Lake Avenue, Woodland Hills Court, Sunflower Road, Iris Cove, Trey Cove, and Devlin Extension. Those would be taking the place of Waterford Square. Waterford Square had an estimated budget of $250,000. Those have an estimated budget of $271,703.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion Supervisor Baxter, do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Banks, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
All right, and then I ask that all of those be added to the funded road plan as well.
Okay.
Motion.
Got a motion Supervisor Banks, second Supervisor Baxter, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
All right, thank you.
Hey,
Next two,
Do what, Supervisor Baxter?
this is Carl's district, but I'm getting calls about it, too. I think he is. Y'all may have already addressed this, but there's a pipe failing and causing a sinkhole, and y'all trying to sleeve it in Lake Caroline.
I have heard, as I mentioned, I was out last week, but that is on my list of things to look at today. Yes,
Okay.
I am aware of the situation. Next two items are bid acceptances for two state aid programs. First of those is Pear Orchard Road. We received bids on the 4th of March. Low bidder was AJ Construction with a bid of $663,290.80. It's requested that the board approve this and transfer $776,100 from the state aid funds to the project to include the low bid plus 5% plus $79,600 in CE&I fees.
I'll make a motion for approval. Do I have a second? Second Supervisor Banks, discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
All right, at the same time, we bid Rice Road, which is a state aid project. Low bidder was also AJ Construction for a bid of $406,594.97. It's requested that the board approve the transferring of $475,700 from the state aid funds to cover the bid plus 5% contingency, as well as $48,800 in CE&I services.
I'll make a motion for, by Supervisor Banks, I'll second, discussion. All in favor, say aye. 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 All opposed?
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Tim,
Yes, sir.
before you run out, I think we had like 6 state aid projects, at the beginning of the year,
Yes, sir.
and I see 2 of them ready to go. Where are the rest of them, and why are they behind?
I think we have 2 remaining. One of those is being reviewed by state aid right now, and the other one is about 2 months behind that. Brad?
The main one I'm concerned about is Lauren Road.
We hope to get it out next month. That's what we're shooting for. It's under final review of state aid right now. Got that wrapped up there.
Okay, is the state or is it the engineer company that got it behind? Did
It's
y'all get it into?
It's just going through the standard review process. It's got to, with state aid, you have to go through certain different review processes. We had some drainage things we had to address on Loring, but we're getting it wrapped up.
All right.
We hope to have it. I know you kind of wanted it done during the summertime because of school, so we're trying to
It
get
sure
it.
be good to have it done with school,
Yes, sir.
was out, coming up.
That's what we're shooting for.
All right.
Thank you, Brad.
Yes, sir.
Tim, before you leave, I think, in the next, board meeting that we have, the review of our projects,
It's the April 22nd.
April
board-
22nd.
Board meeting.
Okay,
So I guess 2 more.
yeah, second board meeting in April. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Next is, Mike. Scott, he did not have anything on the agenda.
Right.
Mike?
Thank you. Item 51 to 55. These are the cooperative agreements for road improvements for Canton, Flora, Gluckstadt, Madison, and Ridgeland. So with regard to Madison, I worked with Tim, and he told me he anticipated a change in roads as you have just approved.
Right.
So working with Tim, I included those roads that you just approved on the document. So that's there.
So everything's good there?
Tim? All
Okay,
right.
good.
All right, so they all pretty much read the same. On the exhibits attached to the agreements, the roads are designated and the cost also designated. Camden, as usual, the board will actually, through our road department, improve those roads with the assistance of Camden, inspection, traffic safety, and so forth. In Flora, for the sake of expense, in our term bid, we're going to bid out that here in the county. That's unusual, well, not for Flora, but we don't do that for Gluckstadt, Madison, and Richland. For those three, customarily, what we'll do is reserve those funds and let them handle the contracting of those roads. And then as the bills come in, they submit the bills to us, and we reimburse them on a 30-day basis. So Gluckstadt, Madison, Ridgeland, pretty much all read the same with different roads and different amounts. In Canton, we do the work, and then Florida, we bid it out, and we oversee it. So,
Okay, good deal. All right, we'll start item 51 with the City of Canton. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion Supervisor Griffin, second Supervisor Banks. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item 52, Town of Flora.
Move.
Motion Supervisor Banks, I'll second. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item 53, City of Gluckstadt. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion Supervisor Supervisor Banks, second, I'll second it. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item 54, City of Madison. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion Supervisor Brandon. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item 55, City of Ridgeland. I'll make that motion. Do I have a second? Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
thank you.
Thank you, Mike. All right, Greg?
All right. Good morning, Board. Just a couple of things for
morning.
you today. Item 56 is a request that this board acknowledge the completed FY '23 audit and approve the statutory advertising that goes along with the audit.
Move.
Got a motion Supervisor Banks. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Brandon. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Okay. Item 57 is a request that this board approve an engagement letter with Raymond James as part of the aforementioned borrowing. When we get to dollar amounts this large, our financial advisor tells me the best thing to do is to go through somebody like Raymond James to place the debt rather than a competitive bid. When you're looking at a dollar amount this large, it's sometimes difficult to find buyers. An entity with national reach will ensure that we are able to get the best rate across the nation, and they are doing it for a reduced fee.
I'll make a motion for approval. Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
All right, item 58, this is more just for everyone's general edification here. As a result of the inclement weather this past weekend, we moved Household Hazardous Waste Day from March 15th to March 22nd. So it will be this Saturday at North Park Mall from 8 to noon. Same time, just different date. It'll be this Saturday.
Do we need a motion on that?
I don't think so. I guess unless you just want to acknowledge it, but I don't believe one is
All right,
strictly
there's a
necessary.
motion to acknowledge by Supervisor Banks. I'll second. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? And if you will, be just as aggressive on sending this out,
Yes, sir.
let people know as well.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, yes, sir. We'll get it out to local media. We'll get it out on our social media, Newswire, everywhere we can put it, we will put it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, item 59 is a request this board approve a task order with Wagner. This is for broadband phase 1, which is under construction. And this is kind of a unique task order in as much as it is just an hourly agreement to where if there is something we need to call the engineer for, we can. But it is not a set amount, so if we don't call them, we don't pay them.
Okay, got a motion Supervisor Griffin, second Supervisor Banks. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
All right, and there are a couple of items for executive session when the time comes.
Greg, before you sit down on the first, is the audit and approving for the audit.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at the audit, and, you know, we may probably need to talk with some of the elected officials, and if you will, look over and see if they need to come up next board meeting
Absolutely.
and explain, you
Sure.
know, some of the findings. So if you would, just make contact with the ones that need to come up and explain, you know, to the board, hey, this is what we put in place to.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Take care of the audit findings.
Thank you. Yes, sir. We can bring them here, but thank you all for going ahead and acknowledging it so I can go ahead and get it
Yes.
approved under the process for the debt issuance. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is Nassan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Item number 60 is approval of the budget amendments and the interfund cash transfer.
I'll make a motion for approval. Do I have a second? Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
The next two items, 61 and 62, is the general claims docket and one payroll docket.
Do I have a motion?
Second. I made the motion.
Paul made the motion.
All right, Supervisor Griffin made the motion, second Supervisor Banks. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Item 63 is the approval of the Planning and Zoning Commission for their per diem.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion Supervisor Banks. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Brandon. Discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Mr. Banks, take item 64, please.
Okay. Okay, item 64.
Yes, sir, that's the Fleet Corps claim docket.
Do I have a motion?
You have a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Chancellor Clerk.
Yes, sir.
What we got for?
All right.
Mr. Clerk?
Mr. President, I'd be glad to answer the Chancellor Clerk's findings on the audit at this time, if you prefer. Or would you rather me wait till next?
Let's just wait and just do them all at one
Do
time
them all
at the
at
next
one
meeting.
I only have one thing. Mr. Clark, could you come forward, please? I just wanted y'all to know that this, this way, Mr. Clark, this is what you call, like minds.
But why don't y'all turn around and let the camera see y'all then?
Have your pants signed.
I'm glad you waved. I'm glad you waved.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
I just got a little more hair, but just hang on, that makes sense.
That's correct. All right, thank y'all. Sheriff, Tuck?
I don't have anything, Mr. President.
Yeah. Old business? New business?
Here come on.
Got some old business?
Yes, sir, just one matter, Mr. President.
Okay.
If you all will remember, at your July the 15th meeting of 2024, Miss, I believe I'm pronouncing her name right, Miss Arnedra Smith was here. She is, what I believe to be the owner of Lottville Hill Construction LLC. There was some question or allegations of her parking commercial vehicles and operating a business out of her home. This is Robinson Road and Pleasant Gift Road areas. This is in Mr. Griffin's district. I've spoken with Mr. Griffin, and some of the citizens out there have called me directly. I've driven to the house myself, and I've seen there are a number of dump trucks and 18-wheelers there. She was given notification by Mr. Weeks as the administrator that she was to cease that. There was some discussion at that July meeting last year, but there was no official action taken that I could find or that I heard on the video of the meeting. So if you all deem that appropriate, I would ask for authorization to take legal action under the ordinance, just simply to enforce the ordinance.
Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion Supervisor Griffin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you, Andy.
Yes.
All right, any other old business, new business? If not, I would make a motion to go into closed termination. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second Supervisor Banks. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Mr. Jones, before you come up real quick, if you don't mind, and just give us a quick update on the storms.
Good
that
morning, board. Good
come
morning.
through.
I'm pretty sure everybody is aware, but last week was real challenging for myself, the sheriff, the road department, and all first responders. I'm talking about all. From the start of the week to the end of the week, we faced a lot of different situations. But I just asked the county to just pray for the families that lost loved ones and for the storm. We're getting calls. I got in this morning about 6, so we didn't actually get anything that from Friday to Saturday, but the phones are starting to ring now for damage. So pretty much the rest of this week, I'll be out doing damage assessment. Myself and my staff be doing damage assessment. But I did want to thank the sheriff's department, like I said, the road department, and all first responders, how everybody responded and interact to everything that was going on last week.
Okay.
But and I would ask you all for permission as well. Once I get through taking the call for the county, normally the EMA directors go help out another county, and I plan to travel to Walthall County to kind of aid them with manpower, whatever they need. If that's okay with you all.
Yes, sir. I think so. That's what we're here for, to help each other.
Yeah.
So, okay. Any other questions?
Was there any, death in Madison County on the storm that you can report?
Not on the storm, but the other situations the early part of the week, but not from the storm. And I'm just getting reports of pretty much roof damage now from Friday night to Saturday, on through Saturday. So that's how it typically is, after the storm. But no death has been reported to me.
We were very fortunate that the storm really went around us.
Yes.
From the south.
And
north to
actually,
the
it was
south.
actually over us Friday night and Saturday, but the good Lord just took it on the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, any other questions for Albert? If not, thank you, Albert,
Yes, sir.
appreciate it. Now I'll take a motion to go into executive session. Do I have a motion? Motion Supervisor Banks, second Supervisor Griffin, discussion. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed.
For what purpose, Mr.?
We are now in executive session.
For what purpose?
For the purpose?
Right-of-way acquisition and potential litigation.
Right away,